Yeah, thanks, Nico. Just to reflect quickly on DC United, a good professional performance from the guys. A good win at home. Again, continue to reiterate, it means nothing if we don't follow it up with another good performance against a strong Atlanta team that will come in tomorrow, like us, in need of 3 points. So we have to be disciplined, organized, take away their key players, and do a good job in our transitions and try to score some more goals.
Fair to call that game a must-win or too much?
Which one?
Tomorrow.
Everyone's must-win down. You guys, there's no margin for error for any team that's not above the red line comfortably or clinched right now. So I think you'll see again a lot of movement, a lot of really important matchups down the stretch here. Again, your home games always become really critical. I think everybody knows we've had a really tough schedule, and it gets even harder now down the stretch. So all these points matter. It could be the difference, goal differential, win total. All these little things will come up. There'll be, I think, a lot of highs and a lot of lows for different teams. And somebody who you think is out of it now is probably going to get in, and somebody who you think is completely safe is going to get knocked out. That's the nature of, I guess, 9 teams being able to make it. So everybody still has hope for the most part. And, it's going to be a sprint to the finish. So I think every team recognizes that. We certainly do. But you can never say must win until you're mathematically eliminated.
3 teams above you all have 11 wins and
Yeah.
9, which complicates things further, as you said. Does that impact how you're going to play stylistically at all, knowing that you have goal difference over 3/4 of the league at this point? Right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, statistically, it's been a real outlier of a season. The goal differential is strange for us, for sure. It shows we've given up some, I'll just say, untimely goals and didn't, punish teams when we had the opportunity. But we are a team that can score. I think that's been proven over the last several years. We have to defend a little bit better. We've gotten that, I think, in recent weeks. Not perfect, but much improved. And wins certainly matter. Wins matter most for 3 points, obviously, but certainly that win total as the first tiebreaker, whether that's right or wrong, you can discuss, but it's the rule, and we certainly have to push as hard as possible to get those wins.
What do you like about the performance you guys had against DC that was maybe different than some of the other home games where you guys haven't gotten results? Is there anything specific that stands out?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, Matt, was the first 10 minutes was awful. If you really rewatch that again, it was awful. And then in the games previous, it was awful and we got punished. In this one, it was awful and we scored, actually, kind of against the run of play, and it wasn't. And then after we scored the goal, it wasn't a passive team. It was okay, let's be us now. And then we were, I thought, pretty relentless the rest of the 80 plus minutes after that. So that was the biggest difference. A little bit more proactive after a goal, rather than playing poor and dropping deeper and deeper. We attacked and got our goal, and then from there I thought we switched to ourselves. So not something we want to do again, that's for sure. And I emphasized a lot the importance of the start, because on a different night with some of the attacking firepower that Atlanta has, it could have been 1 or 2-0 against DC. They just didn't have maybe the quality up top to finish off the plays in that particular game. So Atlanta has some dangerous players. There's no question about that. They're desperate for points as well, so it's going to be a real fight.
How do you parcel out the playing time tomorrow, knowing what's coming after?
Yeah, we have a plan in place. You can probably picture yourself some of our good road wins in the recent weeks. Who was on the field in those road games in New York City and then New York, and maybe we lean a little heavily on those guys. It's a busy stretch, though. It's 3 games in a week. You hope no one gets yellow card suspension or an injury or an international, sorry, an injury or something like that. So we have to approach all three games a little bit differently. We have a plan in place, but we also have to be able to adapt and adjust. And the most important game is Atlanta. You guys know me. When we have a good performance, I don't usually tinker or change or tweak too much. So we have a plan for Atlanta. I have a group that can go maybe on the road and play a really strong Orlando team right now, and then recover quickly and play Columbus, who's one of the best teams in the league. So it's going to be a tough stretch of games for sure. It's been a little bit unique this year in terms of the spacing of the games, but we have to make the most of it now, and every point is going to matter. Draws on the road at this point of the year are huge, and 3 points at home becomes a must.
You have a reason to tweak things a little if you want to with Danley. Is he all the way back?
Yeah, he's all the way back. I would say this last couple of days is the closest to 100% that I've seen. Ankles are tricky. That last 5%, it takes a little bit of time, but he looks like himself now, and is certainly gonna he'll be starting one of the coming games, that's for sure.
Also, where is Jesus Bueno?
Yeah, Jesus has been good for us. He's had a lot of decisions go against him. I'd say him, Rafa, on different midfields would have gotten a lot more playing time this year, but we have a group that is very competitive. We've had a lot of guys able to play a couple different positions. Jesus has been a real professional and has done a great job every minute he's called upon to play. Some decisions, again, like I said, have gone against him, but certainly a guy we can rely on to play as a six, to play on the side of the diamond. But like I said, it's tough to tweak right now where we come off a good performance.
When you're crafting that 3-game plan, how does the 2 recent games against Columbus play into that?
Yeah, a lot of things will be determined and clearer by the time we do play them as well. As an example, they play Miami, right? The day before, or the game before us. So we'll know, are they still fighting for the Supporter Shield, or is that maybe off the table? They've had a heck of a busy schedule with the Campeones Cup, so we have an eye on that as well. And I think the results of our 2 games here and the results of their 2 games will dictate, I'll just say a lot of what that game will look like in terms of rotation for both teams, or desperation, whatever word you want to use at that stage. So you don't want to leave it to decision day to put it in the hands of an injury, sitting around for 2 weeks, maybe losing form or confidence. Maybe a referee decision goes against you. Someone has a silly red card, and now you're depending on help and other teams. You really want to try to avoid that because more times than not, you don't get the help and you don't get the call. So while you can control things, let's control things. That's been our message to our team. Keep playing well, keep performing well, and that playoff spot will take care of itself if we do that.
We can switch over to Zoom. Joe Tansey.
Hey Jim, how are you?
Hi.
What about the starts? You guys have started pretty well in the majority of the recent games. I assume you're expecting the same out of Atlanta, it being a road game, high stakes for them. How do you kind of balance that, knowing you have to start strong, but knowing that 15, 20-minute burst is probably one of the best you're going to get out of Atlanta as well?
Yeah, look, first of all, they're a team that has had some change since the last time we played them. That's clear. They're in the process of what you would call a retooling, rebuilding, however you want to call, whatever word you want to use. But they still have an amazing group of attacking players that can really hurt you in a lot of different ways. So, like we said, we're both fighting for the same thing, to try to get above that red line and into the playoffs. They will come out flying. We're going to get their very best punch in the first 15 minutes of the game. We have to stand up to that, and not only do we have to stand up to it, we have to punch back. That needs to be our mentality and our mindset. We do know at home, if we're organized and compact defensively and everyone executes and just does their job, we will create chances. We've proven that over the years. We will get chances and opportunities. Brad Guzan, and especially in the recent games, has been playing really, really well for them. So it'll be difficult, but we want to really try and do a good job of creating opportunities, doing well in our transitions, and then hopefully finishing plays off.
And then real quick, how's Andre been, I guess, responding to being back out for a game, and how has he looked throughout the week?
Good. He's been really sharp, fully, I won't say fully 100%, but the kicking's coming along and getting better and feeling more comfortable. Again, you see how much he means to the team leadership-wise, in the locker room, communication-wise. Gives a calming and a presence to the back line. So again, we're at our best when Andre's on the field. But yeah, certainly coming into full fitness at the right moment and the perfect moment.
Jillian?
Hey Jim, last time you faced Atlanta United, Gonzalo Pineda was the coach, and now Rob Valentino is the interim coach for the second time with Atlanta.
Yeah.
What difference have you noticed in the squad since he's taken over, since your first match with them early in the season? Yeah,
Rob's always been a guy that gets his group to rally around what is always a difficult instance where you lose a leader. But his teams fight for him. They compete to the last minute, which is the sign of a good coach. They're organized. They attack well together. They defend well together. And again, he's auditioning for the head coaching job. So again, you're going to get their very best punch in this game. So we need to be up to the task of doing our job, of executing. But Rob's done a really good job anytime he's been called upon to lead his group. This will be no different, and we'll have to be at our max to find a way to get 3 points.
Final question will go to Kyle.
Hi, Jim. Atlanta United is third in goals in MLS outside the 18, and controversially, last week DC was top 2 in MLS in goals inside the 6. How difficult as a defender is it to prepare 1 week for a team that scores inside the box and then next week outside the box? And as a coach, how difficult is that to prepare tactically?
Yeah, look, with that, I don't want to oversimplify it, but if you go Benteke, that's where he scores from, and you go Thiago Almada, he scored a lot of goals from outside the box. So, they have some real good talent. Some of the new players have scored recently from outside the box as well. Again, it's a very dangerous group. They can hurt you a lot of different ways. They have some guys that 1v1 are top players, so it's not a one-person job tomorrow. It's try to force guys towards the sidelines or to where you have double team or help, that we're make sure that we're pressing together, that all 11 of our players are attacking, all 11 are defending, and then we keep things compact, because you're right, they have scored some really good goals from outside the box. That does make the center backs have to release and respect that a little bit earlier, and then you have to be careful because it opens up the ability to slip a ball through. So we'll have to be nice and organized, do a good job getting out, maybe blocking a shot, deflecting a cross. They also are towards the top of the league in terms of crosses into the box. So we have to, win our duels in that red zone, do a good job with our clearances, and also rely on the fact that we have the best goalkeeper in the league. So all those things will come up tomorrow, and hopefully we can execute.
All right, thanks, Jim. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.